we're just about at the breaking point in our greenhouse where there's absolutely no more room. I've even got my top shelves going now, and I have to uncover a bunch of new sunflower shoots to spread out. Fortunately, I can harvest these ones and all those pea shoots there to free up a bit of space, but I know I said I was maxed out before. This time I'm totally maxed out. Today I'm doing some things on the farm, some kind of tweaks, some upgrades. I'm going to show you the other greenhouse in a second, what I'm doing in there. But I just want to mention again Rob Avis's course on passive solar greenhouses with PermaEthos. It is incredible. I looked up the content the other day and holy crap, there is so much value in there, and I say that wholeheartedly because I know what it takes to build one of these things, and especially the designing of these things isn't cheap. Greenhouse plans, if you want to get them drafted, are going to cost you at least $1,200. I paid $1,800. They have a tier 2 in their course, which they will, I think it's like $600 or it's a little bit more. They'll give you the AutoCAD files. There is thousands of dollars of value in that. So I mentioned it before, but I'm going to mention it again. If you're really serious about designing something like this, particularly if you want to build a house like this or you want a homestead with something like this course is the thing that is going to give you the best information to move forward. There's so much value in this course. They're charging way too cheap for it, but I think that's because it's kind of a trial run. It's a new one for them, but crazy opportunity. Only 2 days left. Check it out. I want to show you guys what I'm doing in my greenhouse, and I'll have the link below for Rob's course. Okay, so in our tomato house right now, the lettuce is pretty much done because you can see tomatoes are 5 feet tall, and we've got fruit coming on them. Those are some sun golds, and one challenge that we have with this really dense planting is because these are only about 3 feet apart. They're 10 inches apart in row, and then they're 3 feet apart here, so it's tight. But the problem that we've been having is because our beds were in beds of lettuce, they're slightly raised, just slightly. And to walk in here is really narrow on your feet, and it's really hard to stand sideways. It's almost impossible because it hurts your feet. So I've done this really DIY way of creating a path that is more sustainable to stand on, and I'm just going to show you really quickly with my tripod. So I've got all kinds of scrap wood around my farm, and so what I've done, and because we're covering, this lettuce is done anyways, so what I've done is I've put down a 2x4 in the path, because you can see how the beds are slightly raised, and then I put some scrap plywood over that, and then we're going to put a landscape fabric over it. So now we can stand any which way, and we're not compacting the beds. So the idea here is that when we pull these tomatoes out of here, you know, it could be as early as mid-September, maybe even earlier, because these are such an early tomato crop, because we're going to have our second tomato crop after this. If we pull these out by then, I'm going to want to get these beds planted for winter greens, and it'll be great to not have the compacted, then I won't have to work them as hard, and so that's going to be great. The main thing though is that it's just going to create a nice easy environment for us to walk in these tomato rows, because they're taking a lot of management right now. Like, these things are growing fast. Our daylight hours are past 12 now, and tomato production is really coming along. And I'm just looking down my rows down here, and I can visibly see a lot of tomatoes, which is good. Whereas about a week and a half ago, coming in here, I had to look for them, but now I can just see tomatoes and flowers everywhere I look. So we are about to start pumping tomatoes, which is amazing. It's the earliest I've ever had tomatoes on my farm. Besides that, today there's not a ton happening on the farm. It is a Tuesday, and we're preparing orders for our restaurants and our grocery store customers and our distributor customers. So that's mostly what we're doing, but I just want to show you guys some of the things that are in the works right now. Tomorrow, Wednesday, is going to be a big day for us because we're going to start rebuilding the greenhouses at our plot on our flagship plot, the plot that doesn't have a house on it. We're going to make those greenhouses bigger, and in fact, I'm actually going to put one of my old, I'll show the remains of it to you. You can see it almost from here. There's these hoops past my little shed there. That was, before I built this, I had an 18-foot wide by 50-foot long tunnel here, which was part of what I built for this thing. I'm going to move that to our flagship plot. It's going to go in place of one of the 12-foot wide greenhouses there, and then we're going to take that 12-foot wide greenhouse and put it at our new plot, which is just one block, not even, it's like a half a block as the crow flies from here. The one we put a caterpillar tunnel on with lettuce, so we're going to put a second tunnel there and put an 18-foot tunnel at our flagship plot, and then we're going to stretch out the other 12-foot tunnel there to make it a bit wider and raise it up off the ground. So that's our big project for tomorrow. And then the next big project on the farm is to revamp our post-harvest area. So now we're getting to the point where it's morning time, it's like 7 a.m. I can be outside in a t-shirt. The growing season is fully on now, and we're going to start doing most of our post-harvest work outside again. Well, undercover, but outside. And so we're going to be refurbishing the whole post-harvest area. I'll put a little image of it in here. You guys can check out what we're planning, and if there's any experienced farmers out there with post-harvest, if you've got any criticism for me on my post-harvest area, let me know. Happy to hear it. But we're going to change things around this year. I'm actually going to take our walk-in coolers and I'm going to put them here against my house, and I'm going to put a board or sort of a wall so that we don't see or hear them in the house. And the reason I want to do that is so that we can have easy access moving back and forth to the coolers and between all the packing and washing stations here. So that's kind of the main plan for the post-harvest area, and that probably won't start until, at least until we finish those other greenhouses, so we'll see.